Hey everyone, and welcome to Teaching with Sierra. Today's video, I wanted to take it way back and kind of give you guys an update on basically what it is like becoming a teacher's assistant, and of course give you like all the tips and tricks into the job so that you guys know ahead of time if you are looking to go into this profession. So some of the ways to become a teacher's assistant is very easy. I would definitely have to say that the typical requirement for becoming a teacher's assistant can vary from state to state. I know that most of the time, back in the days, it used to be that they wanted you to have an associate's degree, which is like the typical requirement for teaching assistants in public K through 12 schools. But due to federal mandate, the teacher's assistants who work in Title I schools must have at least a 2-year degree and hold certification as a teacher's aide or assistant. Some states may require the program to be approved by the by the State Board of Education to qualify graduates for leisure or certification. And then in private or charter schools, teacher's assistants may only be required to have a high school degree. So it definitely does vary, because the typical routine to becoming a teacher's assistant is for you to earn an associate's degree in education, assistant teaching. So the typical routine of becoming a teacher's assistant in the career-wise is basically to follow like earning an associate's degree in education, assistant teaching, or a related subject like elementary education. Take any tests that are required in your state for your like teacher's assistant, leisure, a licensure, and then of course to apply for your teacher's assistant license, and then begin applying for teacher's assistant positions. So it could vary in every state, but many colleges and universities offer those degree plans in assistant teaching, early childhood education, or early childhood development in related areas for teachers in that career. So those programs basically like include classroom based internships, and you guys can look into that. And then some of those places are like the Grand Canyon University, Liberty University, Purdue Global, the University of Arizona Global Campus. Now, when we get more into the teacher's assistant job position and description, basically a teacher's assistant reports to the lead teacher, and he or she is responsible for leading to help the teacher run the class as smoothly as possible by taking on like common classroom tasks as the lead teacher's directions. A teacher's assistant provides instructional support by students by reinforcing the teacher lesson plans, and if requested, like the assistant teacher can help students learn throughout like small group sessions or one-on-one sessions with like supplemental lessons, such as like assisting with math problems, literacy, writing, things like that. Now, private and public schools, daycare centers, and religious institutions, they definitely hire teachers assistants. They need them. The majority of like teacher assistants work on a full-time basis, but some do work part-time. I've never seen it before. So, you know, the common task of like a teacher's assistant is to do like the everyday duties of an assistant teacher, like taking attendance, maybe grading tests and homework, keeping record keeping, instruction tasks. They can help monitor like the students' behaviors in the classroom, hallways, cafeteria, playground, and on school trips. They also provide extra additional assistance to students with special needs and those who just need extra work completing work in the classroom. Some helpful skills and experience for teachers' assistants is just that they should possess patience. You gotta have patience. You got to have a willingness to follow instructions and work in a support role, and have excellent communication skills. Assistant teachers must require the physical ability to assist with small children and classroom equipment, you know, which may require like some bending and lifting, but many schools require that teacher assistants be certified in first aid. Some also ask that they like undergo training in BPB, which is blood-borne pathogens, and then of course like do mandated trainings and mandated reporting, like for social services, for like, you know, abuse and other things like that. So many assistant teachers, their positions require like 6 months to a year of experience working with school age children and in like the special population. But of course, taking advantage of internship programs in high school or college is recommended. Now, some of the possible jobs that you'll hear people call this is like assistant teacher, instructional assistant, aide, educational assistant, para-educator, paraprofessional, which is an educator or a teacher, and then of course teacher's aide. Now, those are the titles that you can call this profession when you're working underneath of a teacher who has that degree and is you know, getting paid the bigger bucks. Now that we're talking about money, we'll jump right into teacher assistant salary and job outlook. When you're looking at the Bureau of like Labor Statistics, you're looking at like teachers assistants who earn a median annual salary of like $35,550 a year, and no growth is expected for the profession like through 2023. But the, you know, like that's the median of what instructional assistants, assistant teachers are making nowadays in teaching. I know that instructional assistants don't make much, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's just, if this is your profession and this is what you're called to do, then it's what you're called to do. I know that there's a lot of frequently asked questions here on my channel, in my comment section, of course, but there's also a bunch of frequently asked questions that I've seen just more than here on my channel. So like, I see a lot of people asking if you need a certification to become a teacher's assistant, and the answer is like, many jobs do require you to hold a certification, but other jobs just require like a high school diploma or an associate's degree. And then of course I've seen a lot of questions say like, what career opportunities are available for teachers assistants, and the answer is most of them are in public elementary and secondary schools, which is elementary and middle school. So that's just that. But if you've enjoyed seeing and hearing about me talk about what it is like becoming an instructional assistant, please be sure to give this video a thumbs up so that I know that you like this type of content and I can definitely bring more to the table.